Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. Since we are in October, we're gonna go ahead with this fall look that I created. I went ahead and I did my eyebrows off camera just to cut time. And I went ahead and I prepped my eyelid with the Morphe Translucent Eye Primer. Also, I want to apologize for my voice right now. I just woke up and I'm like, you know what? Let me just go ahead and get this video out of the way. So I'm apologizing ahead for my voice today, okay? But yeah, we went in with the palette, with a Morphe palette, and we just went straight in with that orange. And we're just going to plop the orange right on the eyelid, okay, you guys? At this moment, it doesn't matter how neat it is. Just get the orange on your eyelid. So at this stage, this is what your eyelid should be looking like, okay? It's okay if your eyelid is completely covered. It's not the end of the world, but this is what we're looking at. I went in with this light orange, and I'm going to go ahead and put that right under the brow. And I want you to pack it on as much as possible because all of it is going to blend into each other. So just pack on this orange, yellow type color. Make sure you get it on there real good. Also, you're going to see me going back and forth between this yellow orange type color and like this pumpkin orange. So I'm going to be going back and forth just to make sure that this bright light yellow is showing, but also to make sure that I'm not losing this orange. Okay, so once I'm done packing on this yellow orange type color, I went back in with the orange, but you're going to see me go back and forth, like I said earlier, just because I don't want to lose this yellow color in this orange, and I don't want to lose this pigment orange due to this yellow. So I go back and forth just to make sure that everything is to my liking. So at this point in time, this is what your eyelids should be looking like. You should be satisfied with your orange. You should be satisfied with your yellow. Now I'm going to go ahead. I'm going with this light brown just to kind of stencil out my crease line. Okay, I'm using light brown to stencil out this crease line. As you can see later on in the video, I am going to darken it. But this is just to help me get like a visual of where I'm trying to go with this look. And this is what we should be looking like right here. I decided to go ahead and just blend in that brown a little bit so that there's no harsh lines in the makeup. First of all, before I continue this, I want to say shout out to all the YouTubers because editing this video was extremely hard for me. Like the redoing and the redoing and the deleting and the recording, it was a lot. So shout out to anybody that has ever done a video, some editing on YouTube. You guys are the GOAT for real. Anybody that knows me knows that I do not have patience, and boy, did this test me a lot. Okay, so now that I'm done my little rant, back to the video. Okay, you guys, so at this point in the video, I went ahead with my LA Girl concealer just to create my cut crease. I just wanted to make sure that, you know, it looked good. But you do not have to do this step. You can definitely skip this step if you would like. But for me, it helped me with a visual. Again, I did not know where I was going with this look. I don't pre-plan my looks. I legit created this look as I was filming. Okay, as you guys can see, I went ahead with my clear eyelash glue. And yes, I said eyelash glue because it dries transparent and it holds the glitter just like the actual glitter glue does. If you have that glue, go ahead and use it. Use what you have. I sure did. I am not spending extra money on no glitter glue when I have perfectly fine eyelash glue and it comes off just as easy. So yeah, go ahead with your glue, whatever glue you decide to use, and just prep your eye with it. So when I was done with the glue, I went ahead and packed on this glitter onto my eyelid. So I just want to say this real quick. If your cut crease line is not perfect, it is okay. Because as you can see, we went in with a darker brown to kind of just fill it in. So if your cut crease line is not perfect, it is a-okay. Okay, you guys? It's not the end of the world. Glitter is going to cover some of it, so it's okay. Just like I did with my cut crease line, I did the same thing with this glue. I went ahead and I put this glue right on top of this concealer, okay? Once I was done with my glue, I went ahead with this glitter and I just patted on. Just make sure you cover all the spots, all your blind spots. Get that glitter on your eyelid. Don't be afraid to, the more the better, okay? Now that I'm done packing on this glitter, I went ahead with a dark brown into my outer corner just to add a bit more definition to the look. I feel like it made the gold glitter or orange glitter pop out a little bit more. I also took that into the crease line just to darken it out and add a little bit more definition. I decided to go with brown and not black because brown is easier to blend and is not as harsh as black have would have been. I didn't want it to be overbearing. I just wanted it to work with the look. And I feel like personally the outcome came out really, really, really good to me. If you want to add black, by all means, go with what you have. Go with what you feel like. Maybe you want to use black and not brown. That's okay. This was just my choice. Also, like I said earlier, if your cut crease was not perfect, it's okay because as you can see, we're going back in with this dark brown to clean it out a little bit and to blend it just a tad bit. You don't want to blend this out too much because then what was the point of the crease line, right? If you're just going to blend everything. As you can see, I'm just lightly blending in the end of that brown just to make it look clean and fade into the orange a bit more. Now that I'm done with the brown and all that good stuff, I went in with my NYX liquid eyeliner just to create a wing. If your wing is not perfect, it is a-okay. Unless somebody's all up in your face like that, which they should not be 6 feet, please. Like, unless they're in your face like that, you really shouldn't notice them. Plus, we're putting on eyelashes, so just try to get them as symmetrical as possible. But other than that, like, if you don't know how to perfect a wing, because I sure don't, I just get them as close as possible. Sometimes they be on point. Sometimes they be tripping. But luckily for this video, they was Gucci. But again, if it's not perfect, it's okay. Because you're putting on lashes and it's going to cover it anyway. Just get them as close as possible. Okay, so I'm just filling in that wing. Now that I am done, this is what we should look like. Them wings should be ready to take flight, hunty. Okay. All right, now that I'm done with this, I went back in with the brown just because I seen little spots that I was not feeling. So I just went in to like clean it up a little bit and darken it just a bit more. That's all. But other than that, it was good, as you can see. Please. I went in with my mascara just to get any fallen or loose glitters out of my eyelashes. I hate when I see people that have makeup on their eyelash. It bothers me. So this is just me. Okay, so once we finish with our mascara, we should be done with this eye. I went ahead and did the other eye off camera just for time. I didn't want this video to be too long or longer than it has to be. And again, don't mind me. I can be a bit of a goofball. But let's go ahead and focus on our face. I went ahead and moisturize my face. And then I started with some setting powder just because I didn't want that oil to transition to my foundation. Once I put the powder, I wiped away all the extras off. And I went ahead with my face primer. Okay, now that I'm done rubbing in my primer into my face, I went ahead with two foundations from Juvia's Place just because I like to mix the two to get my color. You don't have to, if you know your perfect shade, by all means do you, but this works for me. I went in with my sponge just to blend it out. Please get your neck, please get your face, because some of y'all be walking around with your face lighter than your neck lighter than your face. I don't be know if y'all coming or going. So please blend, blend, blend. I also went in with my Juvia's Place concealer. I got my nose, my cupid bow, my chin, and my forehead. Of course, my eye. I don't use too much just because I feel like less is more sometimes. And it works for me personally. If you need to add more concealer, if you need to add more foundation, do what works for you. This works for me. I blend that out with my makeup brush, but eventually I decided to just use a sponge because for me the sponge blends out evenly and also it gets rid of any excess makeup that you might not need. And it worked. Overall, I feel like it came out really good. Again, it was my choice. If you want to go straight to your sponge, all means use your sponge. If you like using your brush, use your brush. But I like to use both of them. Okay, so I'm just, like I said earlier, just blending out with my brush. This is me getting my sponge just to like clean it up a bit, blend a little bit better. It's just me. Again, you don't have to do that. You can go ahead and do what works for you or whatever you feel comfortable doing. This is just works for me. I went ahead to get some setting powder. I don't use too much setting powder under my eye just because I hate that dry feeling I receive. So I'll go very light with setting powder under my eye, and I'll go very heavy at the corner of my eye, and I bring it upward because I like the lift it gives me. For me, less is more. However, if you like to bake your face like heavy with powder, by all means, do you. This is me. I feel like makeup is expensive. I don't got time to be wasting it. And it works for me. So I go ahead and put that setting powder on my forehead, on my cupid bow, on my chin. Everywhere where I had put concealer, I went ahead and I went on top of that with this powder to get rid of any extra oils, to give me a nice matte finish. I love it. Do what works for you because this works for me. Unfortunately, I do not have high cheekbones, okay? I didn't inherit that like my sister did. So I went ahead and I put a little setting powder there. And once I'm done and I'm satisfied with that, I'm going to go ahead and start to contour. So I'm going in with my Real Technique brush along with my contour palette that I got from Target in the shade medium. I'm going to go in with the darkest color and I'm going to put that right on my cheekbone. And I'm going to move that all the way up to my temple and I'm going to blend. Now, it's very important that you blend this out very well because you don't want no harsh lines. As I'm blending, as you can see, I'm blending with a very light hand because you don't want one side being darker than the other, okay? So make sure when you're blending, you're using a very, very light hand. The harder you're pushing down in your face or on the brush, the darker it's going to get. The lighter, the more transparent it becomes. Now that I'm done with my cheeks and stuff, I went ahead, I'm starting to contour my nose. Now, I don't really have a big nose, so I don't need to contour too much. But I am going to contour it just a bit. And when I'm done contouring my nose, I'm going to go ahead and just add a little definition to my Cupid bow. I kept calling it bone before in my other recordings, but I had to Google it. It's bow. To my Cupid bow, I'm going ahead and contour my jawline, my chin, and my forehead. So right now I'm going ahead and just blend everything out. I don't want no harsh lines. So I'm just blending my nose out. Everywhere that I contour, I'm going to blend out a bit. Okay, now I'm going to go in the lighter shade inside this palette. And everywhere I put setting powder is where this color is going to go. When you're using concealer, you go about two, some people go 3 shades lighter than actual complexion. So I use this medium brown just to kind of add some warmth back to my face. Okay, so I'm blending this warm brown into this dark brown just because, again, I don't want no harsh lines in my face. Some people are fine with that contour line just being right the way it is. I'm not. I have to blend everything in a bit more. So again, I went back in with the darker brown just to get rid of that line from where the setting powder was. So here, everything is just blend, blend, blend. Blending is your friend, okay? Blend like there's no tomorrow because you don't want no harsh lining. You don't want your makeup to look too white. You don't want this stuff for yourself. So blend, blend, blend. Okay, now it's eyelash time. I went in with my eyelash glue and I'm just going to mimic my eyeliner. Okay, that's how I do my eyelashes. If you have a better technique, do what works for you. But me, I just mimic my eyeliner. I'm going ahead and I put my eyelash on. Sometime when I'm doing, like throughout this video, I actually caught myself, okay, I'm recording, gotta pay attention, gotta move this way. So please forgive me, my hand is in the way because sometimes I get so caught up into doing this makeup that I forgot that I was even recording and that you guys have to see what I'm doing. So forgive me. With time, it's going to get better, but for right now, you have to look at my big hands, okay? I'm so sorry. Forgive me, but deal with me, okay? Look, you guys, we are almost done. Don't you love it? Like, come on. We did a great job today. All right, so I'm going to my mascara. I do not run my mascara through the false lashes. I run the mascara through my actual lash so that I can blend them together. So when you see me rubbing my hand into my lashes, it's because the mascara make it a bit tacky so that it can stick to the lashes. Because I hate when I see people with false lashes and you can see the actual lash underneath their lashes. So maybe I'm one of the people that be up in people grill, but it's just me. It's what I prefer. Don't mind me, please. All right, so now I'm going back in with my eyeliner just to clean up that line, to kind of also hide the track of the false lashes. And this is where we are. Like, I'm proud that we made it this far. You should be too. And I'm pretty sure your makeup looked just as amazing as mine, if not better. Okay, so I'm a bit dramatic. So I decided to go in with my NYX white pencil and get my waterline. I figured it would add a bit more flair to this look. Again, I'm a bit more dramatic than most. You know, just a little tweaking. Nothing serious. If you're happy with where you're at right now, you don't have to add the white liner. I decided to add the white liner because it's my business. I'm joking, but because I just like the way it look. That's all. So now we're going in with this pencil to line our lips out. I already have big lips, so trust me, I am not trying to make them bigger, especially my bottom lip. Please. So we're going to line our lips. And I had this sample from this Wet n Wild that I actually really like. So now I can actually go out and buy the real thing. But it was like a soft pink and I thought it was so cute. So I went ahead and I put that on my lip and I blend that into the actual pencil. I didn't want no harsh pencil line on my lip. If that's what you like, boo-boo, by all means, do you. But I pass. On top of that, I went ahead and I put this cotton candy type metallic clear lip gloss on just to give my lips an extra pound. Okay, and now that I'm done putting on this lip gloss, I went ahead and set my face with my setting spray from NYX as well. I normally use my Morphe setting spray, but I finished and it didn't come in time. So, by all means, ain't nothing wrong with a little NYX. Once I'm done with that and letting it dry, I went ahead and add a little bit of brown just to add like a little smoke to it. Nothing crazy. That's a nice light brown under my eye. Again, these last few steps you can skip if you just want the eye work. It's up to you. This is what I prefer to do. And just like that, say hello. I should change my name. Call me Chrysanthemum. Yes. But this is the finishing look. Please forgive my goofiness. This is my second video, my first time using this app that I have. Thank you very much for tuning in.